Hey folks, how you doing? We'll make you guys this video here on a Sunday morning about Rudy Giuliani. Now I already got this video up once, but I'm gonna delete that one because the audio's terrible. And I got this new camera, this Kodak, on Craigslist for $5. So I'm gonna use this one. Anyway, the greatness of Rudy, the amazingness, the dynamicness of Rudy Giuliani is false. And the reason why it's false is because Rudy Giuliani came to fame he came to fame from defeating the mafia, the mob in New York or whatever. Now, you don't even have to be that smart to figure out that he really ain't shit. I mean, all you gotta do is just watch stupid Hollywood movies and you'll see that epic series of movies from Francis Ford Coppola, the Godfather series. And the story's telling you exactly where the mafia was headed. They're headed into legitimate business. And they're headed out of the street thug, the street enforcer, the person that squeezes you for, protection and all that kind of stuff. They were headed out of that business. And they're headed into legitimate business like banking, real estate, retail, casinos, just all forms of legitimate businesses they were headed into. And they didn't want that image anymore of the mafia street thugs, So there were certain people within the mafia that, they kind of put the word out there, we're not doing this shit anymore. And there were certain people that still were like, this is what we've always done. I'm a mob boss, like John Gotti, for instance. I'm gonna do whatever I want, So once those people like him, and there were other things like Paul Castellano, but you had the I don't know all the mafia families, but the ones that went down right around the time that Gotti went down and some of those other ones went down, all those families, they were basically given the instructions. It's just that some of them were just like, fuck it, we're gonna do what we've always done, which is squeeze people for protection and extort, rob, just do whatever we want out in the open. Nobody's gonna do anything about it because we're the mob, and we're so slick we can get away with it. Well, so around that time that they decided to, all right, that's how you want to play it? Fuck it. There were lots of mafia people that had gotten into the government. Legitimate Sicilian La Cosa Nostra people that had gotten to the government. As a matter of fact, at one time, even the assistant CIA director was 100% straight Sicilian mafia, and that's Joey Ippolito. So the word got put out to these people. They don't want to cooperate. So they basically, behind the scenes, all the bigger, the real bosses meet, and they're like, all right. So they're going to get rid of the elements that they don't want to be associated with. This is standard practice amongst covert operations. Now you hear me say covert operations because I just told you that you've got elements of the mafia, the real Sicilian mafia, La Cosa Nostra, in the secret government. So it's a standard purging method that they use. They'll give you a chance. They'll just put the word out. All right, stop selling dope on the street, niggers. Some of the motherfuckers are here and won't do it no more. They won't stand out in the corner. They won't be fucking running their racket like that. And they'll live. And then, you know, they'll have to send somebody through, an assassin or something, you know, somebody that worked in Project Phoenix or something like that, into the streets. And that's all they do is kill people. The Project Phoenix was a double O license. It was a license to kill. So they'll come in and they'll go in the corners and they'll kill a couple of the dudes selling dope, sitting in their Cadillacs or whatever. Then the motherfuckers, more people will get the message. Then you still have those hard-headed motherfuckers that just, you know, that shit just gets to their head. They don't understand they're dealing with a force greater than them, with more organization and more power, more firepower, and more experience in what they're doing. So they'll step in. They'll kill one of the big boys that won't quit. They'll put the word out in the street again. Now, we done told you motherfuckers. And then people get the message. And that's how they gentrify. And behind the scenes, that's how they gentrify. That's how they begin the process of gentrification of urban areas when they want to move white people in that's going to pay high rent. Okay? So that same process was basically, that same basic process was being used by the mafia for the people who are in the mafia, but they don't want, the bosses don't really want them doing the stuff they've been doing. So in steps, you know, so they come up, they're like, okay, we know how to get rid of them and shit. We'll just, since we're running the secret government, we'll just use the government against them. See? So now you got ATF, which is alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. You got the FBI, you got the CIA, you got the DEA, you see? And the CIA is a coordinating body of covert intelligence. Supposed to coordinate intelligence. But what happened is they took that word coordination to mean that we run the fucking show. So, see, that's how it works. So through the CIA, they can pretty much take over the covert operations. So, so they choose Guliani. They choose Guliani. This is the way they're going to get rid of the people. They're just going to put them in jail. And of course, in the process, some of them will get killed too. But they're just going to totally just wipe the overt mob out of the way. Because, and they, you know, they already told everybody, these are the motherfuckers that don't want to quit. Like John Gotti, you know, who's just very arrogant and just very, you know, I'm going to do things my way. Nobody tells me what to do. I'm John Gotti, I'm the Don, you know, blah, 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 blah. So in steps Rudy Giuliani. They chose Giuliani. And they chose Giuliani because he's fucking stupid. He'll just follow, he'll just do whatever they tell him. And then they can pump him up and make him think that he's the one doing it. So he can be the face of it. They don't even give a fuck about all that overt shit. They could care less. They just let Giuliani be the face of it. Oh yeah, get on there, get on TV and talk all the shit you want. You're completely protected. Them motherfuckers that you're prosecuting ain't gonna touch you. And everything that you do, that you come up with to get them, it's gonna work. You know why? Because we're gonna be behind the scenes making sure the shit works. You know, it's just smooth sailing. You're gonna be a star. It's gonna make you look like you're the best fucking attorney that ever, best, toughest attorney that ever lived. So, you know, everything that he did, everything that he fabricated, everything he made up against the people that he was prosecuting, it just fell into place and it worked. And it made Giuliani just seem like an amazing force when he wasn't shit. I mean, Giuliani wouldn't even be a mediocre attorney left to his own devices. He's not that smart. So, and you see the way that he's working with Trump now. You know, he just goes on CNN and other shows, and he just thinks, you know, I can just say whatever because he's used to being able to do that. Because whatever his dumb ass said back in the day, you know, he said, oh, boogly, 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 it would be backed up. See? because it really wasn't him. Okay, he's just the face of getting rid of the overt mob. Okay, so Giuliani ain't shit. You know, I mean, that's just the case. You see when you watch him on these shows and get interviewed, he just talks in circles. He uses pretzel logic. He's a bully. He thinks he can just make up shit out of thin air, and it can be proven not to be true. And he'll say something else, you know, which is he'll even contradict himself. It don't matter because he's used to being able to get away with it. So he's basically programmed that way. He's just, you know, oh well, you know, everything just fell in place for me. Yeah, motherfucker, because you had the fucking secret government and the CIA and the mob behind you and what you were doing. You know, so I just want to clear that up. Giuliani ain't shit.